Okay, you guys. Look, right over here. You can see. You can't see me, huh? But right here, remember there was a can of honeydew over there. I'll turn you. Get you a little closer, perhaps. Let's see. All right. With the honeydews over in this area. Right here, I had a honeydew that was hanging from the vine right here. And it is no longer. It's over there. I'll go get it and show it to you. I hope you can hear me. I'm not wearing a mic. Okay, so we'll just take a look at it. Remember this one, that little oddly shaped one? Okay, so as you can see, while doing my little pruning, obviously I missed and snipped this off, but I was continuing to let it grow, but as you can see, it's kind of oddly shaped. All right, I'm gonna cut this open just to see what it looks like. Maybe it even has seeds in there. Maybe I can just harvest the seeds. Okay. But what I've been doing is I've been trying to come over here and prune and trying to take care of the leaves. Seeing a few little unhealthy leaves. Now this white, that's not powdery mildew. That is from when I gave it a little spritz with, I think, if I can remember correctly, it was neem max. Just kind of preventive. Came over here and gave it a little spritz with the neem max, which is neem oil. And sometimes when you spray your leaves with stuff, you have yellowing. I don't know if you guys experience that, but I'll try to treat the area, trying to keep bugs away, and I may use something, and then I come back and see discoloration on the leaves. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but I've had that happen to me. Okay, let me check this one. This cantaloupe. Honeydew. I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm noticing little nibble marks on this honeydew right there. Let's hope it survives. Should get my clips, my little snips. Yeah, I can't talk today because it's hot. I can't talk. Look. But while I'm over here, I'm gonna do a little pruning. Oh. Everything else looks pretty good. Like I said, a few ugly leaves here and there. I try not to prune too many leaves because you do want some leaves to help shade everything. That makes sense to you. It's protected from the sun, you know. Also, try to be careful over here. What they call photosynthesis, right? You need those leaves the leaves soaks in the sun and provides energy for the plant to grow. Trying to be very careful over here. See, that's why I don't want to accidentally snip something I shouldn't, because I actually have, let's see. I've been doing pretty well as far as keeping it in check and making sure it's not growing all wild and everything, where you can't even see what's going on in there. That can happen when you just have stuff growing everywhere. And it's dull snips too. Let's see. Trying to be careful because I have noticed I don't want to accidentally step on them. okay. I'm sorry. I still know you're there. It's just that while I was here and already bent over, I decided to go ahead and do a little pruning. Because I tell you what, I will not be able to stay out here much longer. It's really warm. Really, really warm. These are all male, so I don't have to do any hand pruning. But I actually have two watermelon right here. So I'm going to step back and let you look at everything to continue to talk about it. All right. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm right here by the AC. So, as far as the honeydew, oh, I have that nice one right there. That one over there where, as you can see, there's some damage. See that? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to go around here to the side. Over here. Look at this. I have one that has damage down there. These two that were hidden down under here. I put a little basket here to protect it from laying directly on the mulch. Okay? But as you can see, I have some little melons over here. These are honeydew. Okay? See this one, I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and snip this one. This doesn't look as healthy. And there's already another one here on the vine. So I'm thinking I may just remove this one. Okay? Let's put this down. Can you see? I'm going to remove this one. Okay? I hope you guys are able to see that. Alright. But I prefer to let what's already growing, but we're going to go back here. Ah, look. What I was saying is, if something is already growing well and it's attached to the vine with something that is not growing as well and is much smaller, you can tell it's struggling, I remove that one and let the larger one stay and continue to grow. So over here we have, this is a cantaloupe, but I want you to notice, look at that. You see those? Those are the nymphs that I was talking about. That is the babies of the leaf-footed bug. Okay? So I'm going to try to get those off there. But that's a cantaloupe. Right there, that's a honeydew. Let's keep moving. That's another cantaloupe right there. And there's more hiding out over here. Look at that one. Let's switch to this side. That is a watermelon. That's a watermelon too, but it looks kind of weak. And also looks like, look at it, I want to get closer. Do you see that? It looks like it's almost drying up. It actually is. So I'm going to remove that. But this one looks like it's still doing okay. Okay? But this is the one I was referring to. Remember, I always show you this one. Well, why is it still the same size after all this time? Let's look at it. Let's examine it. Look at this side here. I think this one is always covered with those little leaf-footed bug nymphs. And I think something is happening where it is just draining that piece, that fruit, and it's not going to grow properly. So I have a decision to make. Do I leave it on there and let it continue to try to grow, or remove it? So that's what I'm going to do, is think about that and see what I'm going to do as far as that's concerned. Okay? Down here, more watermelon. This is actually sugar baby. You see that one? That's a sugar baby. Ooh, it's growing really nice and healthy too. So thank goodness for that. Over here, we have another sugar baby. Okay. Looks like it's growing okay. More blossoms, because like I said, when I water these every other week, I do fertilize these. Make sure I keep them evenly watered and moist. So it's really hot. I'm struggling, guys. But these are those same cantaloupes, just from a different angle. Let's see. You see that? And over here, those are those black diamond watermelons. And there's a smaller one right over there. You see that? So, thing is, if that continues to stay small like that, do I prune that one off? Only if, I think I would prune it off only if it is connected to the vine with another one. Like say for instance, if it was connected to this one and it was taking away from the growth of these, that's when I would remove the smaller fruit. But I think that's actually on a vine by itself. So I'm going to leave it on there, let it continue to keep growing. And I hope you guys can hear me. I keep saying it. It is only because I'm over here by the AC. Okay? Oh boy. Let's move on. Okay, very quickly. Over here by the oak. Quick examination of the leaves. What I've been doing, I'm letting the plants grow taller. I'm going to prune off some of those lower leaves, like this. Okay. And also I learned that, say for instance, where I have already removed the okra, the leaf that's underneath it, that can come off, because in that spot, okra's not going to grow ever again in that area. So you can just prune that off. I think I'm going to let this one grow a little bit larger. I need to weed eat around here so bad. It looks so, that's another thing. Because of the heat, it's hard to keep up with your garden maintenance, at least for me. So I'm just doing the best I can to just keep everything maintained. But we need to seriously come out here and do some weed eating. Okay? Let's see. This one is a good size. I'm trying not to get rid of too many leaves. You know how I feel about that. So, okay, you need leaves for cover. You need leaves for photosynthesis. And this one died out. As my mom would say, I don't want to pluck it clean. I don't want to pluck it clean. Don't have anything left on it at all. This one actually has beautiful. Have you ever looked at the okra blossom? It is so pretty. It's a beautiful flower. Maybe I can turn this way around so this. Look at that. That's the blossom. Get a little closer so you can see that. Isn't that beautiful? It's very pretty. And this is what's going to turn into your okra. This is going to turn into this. Okay? So basically what I'm doing, they're small right now, and they're going to get larger. I mean, the potential for this plant to grow almost 6 feet. Okay, I've experienced it. I had 12 okra plants. Last year I grew crimson spineless, which is this, and I grew Louisiana green velvet. They're so similar, they look exactly the same. But this year I won't be able to mistake what okra is, which is the crimson spineless and which is the Louisiana green velvet, because I'm growing the crimson spineless right now, and also I am growing the jambalaya okra, and it is so totally different. It's a darker green. It's a much smaller pod. Okay, matter of fact, I see one over there. I'm going to go over there and to clip that off real quick. Okay, so this is the difference. This is your crimson spineless. This is the jambalaya. It's darker. Okay, that's the difference. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a little pruning and also checking for insects, but also if I do see okra that's ready to come off, I go ahead and just snip that off. You want the plant to know that it should continue to produce. Make sure it's evenly watered, evenly moist. The soil is evenly moist. When I say that, evenly watered, I mean keep the soil evenly moist is what I'm saying. And also fertilize every other week to fertilize. Okay, so I'm done here for now. Everything looks okay. I don't see any bugs. I removed any okra that I saw that needed to come off. I've kind of pruned away at those leaves. Matter of fact, I'll do it off camera though, but I do see some lower leaves over here on those two plants over there. Let's turn it a little bit without making it fall over. Okay, you see over there. These are the ones I'm referring to. Those are the jambalaya. And I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take off those lower leaves. Okay, it's nice and pretty and healthy and bushy, but I want the plant to focus on not creating nice, beautiful green leaves. I want it to start producing more okra and more blossoms. And I see a lot on there. I see the pods. Okay? Okay. So let's move on. Let's see what we have here. Over here, these are my red kidney beans. Now when I was out here earlier, I saw a lot of ants. There's ants all over the place. So what I'm going to try to do here is to be very careful about what I do take off. Like these are not quite ready. I hope you can see. That's not quite ready. But then we have these. This one and this one. Those are definitely ready. You see? Look how hard the shell is and how dried out it is. Okay? These are definitely ready. But, throw it in the bucket there. These are not. Even though they are turned that light color, like I said, there's still softness in the shell. You want it completely dried out and brown. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one. This one's ready. Show you that one again. Tap on it a little bit. You hear that? You can actually feel them jiggling around in there. All right? But see, and this one too. You hear that? That one's ready. This one is not. You can actually, it's soft, and the beans are real firm. They're not dried out yet. So that needs to stay on a little longer. Alright, so I'm trying to remove the ones that I know is dry. Hold up. Oops. That one. Try not to damage the plant either. This one can come off. And there's ants. Work around these ants and get my harvest, baby. Ants are not going to stop me. Yeah. And look, do y'all have a trouble with y'all snips being dull all the time? I shouldn't have to struggle with my snips like this, and I thought this was a good brand. Okay, now this one I'm kind of concerned about because it's kind of moist because it's been down there in this little corner. So hopefully the beans are not damaged by sitting here in this water, in this moist area. How about that? That's what I mean. Okay. Oh boy. I'm trying to get to the ones that are dry, these old dull snips, without harming the rest of the plant. Yeah. here. Look at that. There we go. While I'm here, I'm taking off those little ugly brown leaves. I hope my son is okay with it. Josh is out here with me, but I have him over there in a little cool spot, and he's in a little wading pool to keep him cool, because you know he likes to be out here, but sometimes it's too hot for him to be out here without something to keep cooling off on a regular, keeping his temperature low. It's really difficult to argue with him and tell him no, but sometimes you have to to protect him. But if y'all don't know who I'm talking about my son Joshua. He's autistic. So yeah, Josh is out here with me. I'm trying to keep an eye on him, making sure he's okay. But like I said, he's over there in a wading pool, so he's cool. Right, so you do see some that are yellow. Remember, they're not ready. Even this one is only half. I feel portion of it is dry, but it needs to stay on there long. It's not dry enough. This one, I almost want to snip it off there so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see the condition of the bean. That is not completely dried out. It may look like it's ready, but it's not. You know what? Since I have very little beans, I can't show you as an example. So I'm gonna need to leave it on there. I would take it so I can clip it open and let you see, but I prefer to leave it on there and let it dry out. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to take off this little ugly leaves. Now, as far as I can see, this is the most mature plant, and that's why I'm able to collect beans from this area. But the rest of them, they're still quite green. Right. Oops. I'm being very gentle. I had no idea how fragile these little plants were. I lost 2 plants from over here. I actually had 6 of them, and now I only have 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 2 more, one right here and one over here that snapped off. So I'm very, very protective over my little red kidney beans, because I had to work so hard to get them to germinate and to take. So I'm very protective. No, don't touch my beans. Everything looks pretty good. I've been trying to keep everything watered and fertilized. So this deal, oh my gosh, I'm gonna step back and let you take a look at this deal. The deal was here, not for to use as an herb or whatever. The deal was here. I planted this as a deterrent for pests, right? And it's just thriving. It is thriving over here. It's huge. So I'm gonna step back so you can take a look at it and see. Okay. So let's do that. It's actually, I don't know how dill grows. So my thing is it supposed to have these little yellow blossomy things at the top, or is it setting seed? So I'm gonna step back and let you look. But as far as my red beans, look, it's in the same container as the okra, but it's my red beans. Okay? Let's hope I can collect enough to actually store, right? Even if it's just a small container, I'll be happy. Okay. So let me step back. Do you see that? That's the deal. Look how tall it is. Can you see that? So you let me know. Has it set seed? Has it bolted? I don't know how deal Like I said, I placed it here as a pest deterrent. So, okay, I hope you can see it. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next thing. I wanted you to see the other side of the red kidney bean plant. So as you can see over here, plenty of beans growing. This is the other side, okay? But they are green. And step back a little bit. In this raised bed over here, this is also red kidney beans on this side. And on the other side, these are blue lake bush beans. Okay? Got a lot of weeds in there. So I gotta come out here and pull those little weeds. I was over in this area and I removed the green beans. This is blue lake bush beans. I removed them from here. Okay? So I showed you where I was harvesting the blue lake bush beans from over on that side. Well, this is that other raised bed that's right in the middle of the garden. Now these, I told you, these are red kidney beans, so they stay. I see a lot of beans, but they're gonna stay on there until they start to dry out. But these are blue lake bush beans, so these can come off. All right, and these dull scissors are giving me the blues. They're dull. I'll go through snips like crazy. If they don't break, then they're dull. Okay. Pretty good, huh? And I'm trying to make sure I don't pull off of the red kidney beans. Okay, I'm making sure that I kind of keep them separated. Because over here, I need to put something as like a divider to make sure that I'm not pulling from over here because they are kind of stretching over. I'm trying to make sure I don't touch these. There's lots of weeds in there. Because these are my red kidney beans. I may put a little gate up. You know what? I have a little fencing. Maybe I should get a little fence and put it in between here. I did that one year. Yeah, but I don't want to accidentally pull my red kidney beans. I want to stay over in this area where the green beans are. So it's a lot going on in here. I don't want to hold you, so I'm going to go ahead and speed things up. All right, you guys. Oops. So I didn't have as many on this one, but those are my blue lake bush beans. Okay, but you know what I love seeing? Over here with the red kidney beans, over here and over there, there's a lot of beans. I just have to be patient and wait for them to turn yellow and dry out, and then I can go ahead and harvest those. All right, so let's move on, you guys. All right, guys, I am sweating, but look, let's go through what I've harvested. These are the banana peppers, and I'm going to turn the camera around so you can have a downward look at everything. But look at this zucchini. This is the largest one yet, but we have damage. So I'm hoping that perhaps I can cut off the damaged part and I can eat this part here. But I'll cut off the damaged part. I hate when that happens, but look at the size of this. Okay, and then here's another zucchini. This is zucchini squash. That's what the plant, that's the variety. It's called zucchini squash. Okay, and then of course you saw me when I took the okra off the plants there. This is the crimson sweet. No, sorry. Clemson spineless, and this is the jambalaya. Okay, like I told you, the okra plants are just getting started. They're very small, but what I'm doing is I'm removing the okra as it grows to encourage the plant to keep producing. Banana peppers, prolific every time. Banana peppers. These are the red kidney beans. And I wanted to open one so you can see it. Let's see. Let me move this out of the way so I can get closer. All right. Let's open one of these. Now these, just to let you know, these are purple beauties, but they're so small. So what I've been doing is removing the smaller ones so the larger ones that's on the plant can grow. You know, all the energy and nutrients will be focused on those larger bell peppers and growing a larger bell pepper instead of producing these little small ones. Okay, so let's look at one of the red kidney beans. I hope I'm in a good position. Let's see. All right. These are the red kidney beans, y'all. There they are. I'll do another. Now this one I was kind of concerned with. See, look. Now that one, but that's okay. Look, let me show you. See, this one was sitting in a place where it got real damp and wet. You can tell by just looking at the hull, right? But guess what? Come on now. Come on, Lord. Look at that. It's sprouting. It germinated. So guess what? I'm about to place that in some soil. Quick, fast, in a hurry. That's more red kidney beans right there. That's a totally new plant. So I'm going to place that aside. Definitely going to use that as seed. Let's see if the other ones... see, because this one got wet, remember? This one probably is going to do the same. But this one, I'm going to store those. This one I'm kind of concerned with. I might use that as seed also. So I'm going to put these aside here. I'll do one more. So this one sounds perfect. Come on, snap open. Eee. There we go. There they are. Red kidney beans. These are perfect. Ah, I got it wet. That's okay. Red kidney beans. I'll do the rest later, but I just wanted you to see. But the reason why I'm tapping on it, because I want you, if you don't hear that, don't pull it. Let it stay on there. It's not ready. It's supposed to be to a point where, I mean, look. Okay? One more. One more. There. You see that? There's your red kidney beans, guys. All right. And I showed you the zucchini. I showed you the okra. And my bell peppers. These are my blue lake bush beans. Now these, of course, you harvest when they're like this. And you actually don't want them to get this big. You want them to be about like this. Okay? You don't want them to get the beans inside to swell this big, actually. Okay? What do I mean by be swollen, like full. That's what I mean. Like, now look, y'all gonna have to excuse my grammar. Louisiana born and raised, so I may say things a little different. Swollen, swell, things like that. I have my country dialect, okay? But I think you understand where I'm coming from. Okay? But those are my blue lake bush beans, and that's like my second time harvesting from the blue lake bush beans. So this isn't a first, but it is a first for the red kidney beans. Let's do one more. I'm so excited about these. Look at that, y'all. It is a first for the red kidney beans. Look at that. I am so happy. I can't even stand it. Okay?